Scientific assistant. Phew, that was close. I have only just saved humanity from the terrible Dr. Jekyll.
Oh, thank you very much. Working with him is now so much more relaxed. I owe you one. So if you have any questions, I unfortunately can't tell you everything. I hope you understand that.
Of course. I'm happy that I can see your work at all. A soldier who interests herself for science, that's not a daily occurrence, is it?
No, and certainly not someone as pretty as you.
Oh, thank you. What you're doing here looks incredibly complicated.
Really? It's actually quite simple. These plant samples were exposed to radiation that is very similar to the radiation in the Tunguska region. At first the doses were kept rather low, and were then continually increased. I exposed the samples in that device over there to a flame with a constant temperature, and see what remains from the plant.
You burn plants?
Yes, you could say that. We are trying to determine which dosage of radiation no longer leads to the complete deterioration of the cell structure.
Wow, I even understood that.
Well, I deliberately left out 2/3 of the explanations.
Wonderful. Once in my life, I'm proud of my scientific abilities, and you blow the whole illusion apart.
I'm sorry.
What exactly will you be doing at our destination?
You mean in the research station?
Yes, exactly. There. Scientific assistants also seem to be easy to question on an international level. So, it has to do with the research station. Maybe I can squeeze an odd secret or two out of him. What exactly is your task at the station?
Unfortunately, I can't tell you that. Otherwise, the station wouldn't be a secret.
So, it's secret, is it? Very good. Come on, boy. Tell me more. Yes, I understand. But perhaps you can tell me something which isn't quite so secret. I have unfortunately little idea about biology and chemistry, but it certainly is fascinating, isn't it?
I can only talk about what Dr. Lesniak and I are supposed to be doing there.
Sure.
A long time ago, they discovered that the plants in the region exhibit abnormal plant growth. It isn't a secret. It was all over the newspapers.
Yes, of course.
And now we are trying to influence this growth in a controlled manner.
Fascinating. And what is the goal?
Unfortunately, I can't say. But imagine if we could arbitrarily manipulate the growth of plants. That would solve the problem of world hunger in one fell swoop.
Wow, that really does sound like a huge goal.
Indeed.
What I wanted to ask you was...
Just a minute. If you can pester me with questions, then I can too.
Oh, yes, of course.
It's nothing personal. So, why have so many soldiers been brought into a prohibited zone?
Prohibited zone?
Yes, in the research station and everything. I mean, with the materials and all the people here, you could wage a small war.
Yes, well, I'm not allowed to talk about that. You scientists have your instructions, and unfortunately, we have ours.
Ah, I understand. I willingly tell you everything about our experiments, and I have one little question and get an answer like that.
I'm sorry. I would love to tell you everything I know, but that is very little anyway. It's nothing personal, but what I do know is top secret.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'll be off then.
Okay, see you later.
If I switch on the light, the nice gentleman there may wake up. I'd better be very careful of him.
Which dumbass turned the light on? If I find out, I'll probably get another 15 years in the slammer.
Oh well, he'll definitely calm down soon. At least, I hope he will. So, I've got the bottle of castor oil. His dirty books and his smelly underwear I will very generously leave where it is. I think I can say in all confidence that this will be a devastating success. I have just realized that I haven't eaten for ages. I should be careful that I don't inadvertently bite into that. Not much water goes into the bottle, but it's better than nothing. It's full of normal drinking water. I'm getting stomach cramps just thinking about it.
Another bread and jam just for me. That's almost too much of a good thing. Thank you. Oh, I'm not feeling so well. I must have swallowed the jam and bread a little too quickly. Alexei, please continue working here and tell Sidorkin as soon as you have the right result. I've got to go somewhere and fast. Very fast.
A little liquid should be enough. It would look a little suspect if everything here were underwater.
Damn, why did the fuses have to choose to blow now? I have to go replace the fuses. Could you watch to make sure no one touches anything?
Sure, no problem.
Thanks.
I'll take very special care that nobody touches a thing in here, apart from my good self. I'll take the sample out of the glass. I don't know anything about those. I'd better keep my fingers to myself. I'll take the sample out of the glass. That's the plant that I took out of one of the sample jars. One of the plant samples was in there. I have no idea what sort of plant this is from. What am I going to do with it? I'll just put one inside the other. I can't think of anything else spontaneously.
So hopefully the fuse doesn't blow on me again right away. And in the meantime, I really doubt if I will ever get any surprising results here. What? That can't be! Really? The sample didn't burn up completely? You can see that with the naked eye! I don't even need to do an analysis! I have to tell Dr. Lesniak! And maybe even Professor Sidorkin! This could actually be the big breakthrough! And I had almost stopped believing it would ever happen!
And you are absolutely sure that all the test conditions were controlled and complied with?
I always took random samples and rechecked everything. And I would put my hand into the fire to confirm Alexei's competence. I've worked with him for many years now.
So you performed the experiments. Did you notice anything different?
What kind of difference?
We have to check everything exactly. If the results are correct, it's a sensation. But if we register it as a sensation, and we've made a mistake, then the most we'll get afterward is a job in a natural history museum. So go through everything again slowly. We should look at the analysis together.
I only hope that we didn't miss anything. If the result is really correct, we'll go down in history.
The gentlemen are certainly very enthusiastic about their discovery. I should use this chance to have a look around Sidorkin's office. There won't be much time until this Sidorkin comes back. I'll have a look around his desk first. Maybe I'll find the passenger list at least. The documents are entitled Security Risks and Acute Threats to the Tunguska Project. I'll have a look at that, please. If I understand this correctly, in the last few years, several attacks have been carried out on official and secret research facilities. Documents were partly destroyed, but the culprits also do not seem to shy away from bomb attacks and arson either. Eyewitnesses report seeing men in black robes. It has not been possible for the authorities to capture any of the perpetrators. Then the Secret Service FSB was entrusted with this matter, but has not been able to produce any solid results in their investigations. The assumption that this is the work of political terrorists could not be confirmed. That the attacks are being carried out by a religiously motivated sect is also being considered. I wonder if they are the same men in black robes that Eddie apparently saw and was babbling about. If all that's true, then Daddy has got bigger problems than I feared. The piece of paper reads, "Place all documents in the safe each time you leave the room. Signed, W.I.L." If this safe has the employee list in it, then I should have a better look round here. Maybe I can find out exactly what is going on in Tunguska and what Daddy's got to do with it. Some kind of scientific report about molecular biology. It's nearly all formulae, and those few words are just as incomprehensible. Tunguska Project. Error analysis is written on these files. 2000 to 2003 at the top, and at the bottom it begins with 2004. There's not very much I can do with these in the time I have. It's huge! That's not normal. That must be genetically engineered.
I thought so. The little toad is a snoop. I noticed you in Moscow at the train station, not in a good way. Toads remain toads, even when they are wearing clothes. But don't worry, we're going to take care of you now.
What is Kansky doing here in the middle of the night? Maybe I'm wrong, but I have a really bad feeling about him. I should definitely make sure he doesn't catch me. He probably hasn't forgotten the big bump on the back of his head yet. Finally, an answer to my question. I'm curious to see what my Irish colleague has found out.
Hi, Max. It took a little while, but the information you wanted wasn't so easy to get. It was a good thing you sent me the original letter. But I'll tell you more later. For starters, let's talk about the Irish company and the letterhead. This company used to belong to a man named Ken Morangi, and had something to do with plant fertilizer. The company was suddenly closed down, even though business was going pretty good. I unfortunately couldn't find out anything more about it either. Since then, Morangi lives like a hermit on a small island on the coast of Ireland. I've attached a map along with the mail. But now to an even more interesting story. I took a closer look at the letter you sent me. It isn't as empty as it looks at first glance. It apparently uses some kind of invisible ink. Not very imaginative, but it's apparently sufficient enough for people like you. Here are the contents of the letter. I hope you can understand it. Hello, Vladimir. Receive the documents. Copy is underway. We still have to settle the question of the handover. Ken, P.S. The whiskey is still waiting.
Wow, that sure does sound mysterious. Maybe this Morangi knows something that could help us. I'd better tell Nina. I wonder what she's doing right now. Hopefully she's doing okay. I'm really worried about her.
Damn. It is not my day today. First I sit with a bowel-sick psychopath in a train compartment, and now with a rabid dog. I've got to get out of here again quickly. As soon as we reach the next bigger village, they want to hand me over to the authorities. That would be the end of my search, and probably the end of me. Locked. It shows when and how much the dog is to be fed every day. There's a cuddly little lapdog in there playing with his little bone. Isn't he cute? A piece of bone. Before I get to that bone, the dog will be gnawing on mine. A leather dog leash. The dog seems to prefer the left half of the cage. There are a lot of pieces of meat in the box. I'll take myself a piece. According to the top display, the temperature is 54 degrees Fahrenheit. The lower display shows a humidity of 28%. locked. A metal pipe. A vacuum cleaner hose. Long, flexible, and boring. I can't open the flap. It's stuck. Oh, brother. There must be harder things to do. I've already got a piece of meat. That will do for now. I can't say schnitzel as fast as he can swallow a steak. I'll take myself a piece. So, he should be busy for a while. The animal is trying like crazy to get that meat in the glass. It may be more dangerous than a normal dog, but surely it's not more intelligent. A piece of bone. I should be careful about what I'm doing here with that beast of a dog in the other half of the cage, even if the dog is occupied. If I stick the flat side in the flap and then lever it open. There is a vacuum cleaner bag in there. I'll take it out. Do I have to rummage around in that? Yes, I suppose I probably do. A tuft of hair from, an animal. A hairpin. Model number 08/15. That lock is for a flat key. I won't get in with a hairpin. Above this hatch, freedom must be endless. I'll take myself a piece. Hopefully no one heard that. Otherwise, my problems are about to increase. I could get onto the roof that way, as long as I don't slash an artery on those broken bits of glass. was close. Okay, let's try this again. If anyone has information about any scientists on board, then it is this Sidorkin guy. In his function as the scientific leader, he must have hidden the information somewhere. The drawer is secured with a very simple, but unfortunately, a very effective lock. The piece of paper reads, "Place all documents in the safe each time you leave the room. Signed, W.I.L." Open! A statue. I thought Comrade Lenin went out of fashion years ago. A statue. It looks neither attractive nor very valuable. I'd better not go out there unless I want to land in the freight room again. It looks neither attractive nor very valuable. The statue has clicked into position. Oh, I can turn the statue, but I can't pick it up. It seems to be anchored to the plinth. Apparently, the right orientation of the statues triggered a secret mechanism. Books about Sir Francis Drake, Blackbeard, Henry Morgan, William Kidd, Jack Rackham, all extremely pleasant folk who sailed under the flag of the Skull and Crossbones to liberate the Seven Seas from the plague of merchants. Soundproofed walls, and then this chair. Are they torturing people in here? I can't see any handle or switch to open the flap with. Pretty. There are restraints for hands and feet mounted onto this chair. Has someone been kept prisoner here? There are restraints. A book about the notorious pirate Bale Schmidt, who initially made life very difficult for the patricians and later for the colonists near Port Royal. It sounds like a mechanism has been triggered, but I cannot see any changes. The mechanism in the bookshelf has opened the flap, but there is nothing in there. Strange. Very, very strange. If I didn't know better, I would say he's grinning at me. I'll take the skull with me, but I won't walk carrying a complete human skeleton. Wow, that was close. I managed to survive an assassination attempt in my father's apartment and the guys from the Secret Service, only to be almost killed by a picture. Life can be strange, can't it? What sort of strange lock is that? If I understand this correctly, I should try turning all the lights off. If I understand this correctly, I should try turning all the lights off. Done. Hopefully the contents are worth the effort, and I eventually get to find out where Daddy is. Loads and loads of documents. This damn list of personnel has to be somewhere around. Ah, here. It is definitely divided up into scientists, military, and Secret Service. It lists more than 100 names in the train alone, and well over 1,000 in the research station. What exactly are they all doing? Whatever it is, I've got to find out if Daddy is on board the train. Well then, let's see. After some of the names, there is a cross. Are they all dead? I can only hope that the marks have another meaning. Daddy's not on the list, though. Not on the train, and not at the research station either. Does that calm me down or worry me? At least they haven't dragged him off to Russia, but therefore my only good lead has cooled right down. I'll have to look at the other documents. Who knows? It might help a little further. Here is a file with the title Tunguska Project. I ought to have a look at that. A whole load of formulae and loads of scientific stuff. I'll be old before I understand that. What? What's that? There is something written here about a Kalenkov report. It really does seem to be from Daddy. He proved in 1976 that the object found in the Tunguska region is of alien origin. On the strength of this report, the government gave the green light to the extension of the research station to carry out experiments on the fragment without any public interference. These experiments led to the discovery that it was possible to influence the behavior of animals when certain radiation fields are modified by the fragment. After that, the Tunguska Project was called into life to improve the technology. Then there are pages and pages of test results. They must have done thousands of experiments on animals. Only, what is the goal? What are they promising themselves? Does it have any military use?
Oh, hello, Oleg. I hope you have good news. What? And Nina? Is she okay? Damn it, how could that have happened? I thought you were gonna keep an eye on her. No, I don't want to calm down. I made that mistake once already, and the result... Yeah, okay. Where exactly? Okay, I'm on my way.
So, if Sergei's information is correct, then this would have to be the military hospital where they brought Nina.
I hope Nina is all right. How could a complete train derail?
They think it was an attack, but for now we should not care about that. You have to get Nina out of there.
Who, me?
Yes. Alone you have a better chance of not being discovered. It was a miracle that we got this far without problems. I mean, I gave the research station an extra wide berth, but this close to it, I almost counted on being caught by the military.
Okay, and so now, how do I get in there?
Start thinking.
Great, but thanks a lot anyway for the lift here. Without you, I would never have found it.
No problem. It was a pleasure. You were pretty worried about Nina, aren't you?
Yes, hopefully nothing has happened to her.
You really like her, don't you?
Yes. Nothing that wonderful has ever happened to me before.
Hey, wake up, boy. You can dream after you get Nina out of there.
Yes, you're right.
So, let's move. We don't have a lot of time. I'll wait here in case you need help somehow. Oh, don't forget, Nina has been traveling under the name of Perkova and probably has been admitted under that name. And now, good luck.
Thanks. I will probably need it too.